with the dead stick routine. And I'll explain dead stick here shortly. So, but the first thing I'm going to demonstrate here is what they call a stall takeoff. Stall stands for short takeoff and landing. So my goal is going to be try to get this airplane in the air as quickly as possible. And with the little bit of wind we got today, they ought to be able to do pretty quick here. First thing I do, I'm going to add 1 notch of flaps that'll help generate a little bit more lift. As Eric comes over the top of me, he's going to start climbing up to altitude for his routine.
You guys look super serious.
But I got 1 notch of flaps in. I'm going to hold the stick back all the way in my lap to keep the tail on the ground. And then I'm going to slowly start bringing the power up to max power, holding the brakes. I'm going to release the brakes and try to get this thing, try to drag it in the air as quickly as possible. So here we go. Bringing the power up, there's 2,000. Back on the stick, back on the flap, and in the air, a little nose over to get some air speed. A little more, about 50 mile an hour, and pull. Alright, I'm going to climb up to about 1,000 feet above the ground here. As I climb up, give you a little bit more history on myself and this airplane and my family here. My family's been in the air show business for almost 60 years. I'm third generation. Been flying this exact airplane since I was 8 years old. Learned to fly in this airplane, soloed in it. Started my air show flying career in this airplane when I was 19. The airplane itself is a 1956 Piper Super Cub P-18A, primarily used as trainers. They use them as crop dusters. They're kind of the workhorse of aviation. They're used very heavily up in Alaska. Up in Alaska, they're like a second vehicle. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to go through some basic aerobatics. We're right about crossing 1,000 feet here. I'm going to take the flaps out and help me climb there. Make sure we're about level. Alright. First one we're going to do, and just a quick disclaimer here, this airplane was never designed to do aerobatics, but we're going to do some anyways, and if you own a Cub or Super Cub, don't recommend trying this at home. I've been flying this airplane a long time, know what it can do, so don't try this at home. Alright, I'm turning around here. The first one we're going to do is we're going to do a snap roll and a half, get the down line, into a loop, a roll, and a hammerhead. So, alright, I'm going to go right back here, find the line, here, pull the power back, slow the airplane down, add a little power for torque, and then hard right back on stick, right rudder, there's 1 snap, half snap, stop on the down line, go full power with the engine, get about 120 mile an hour, about fast as I want to go, back on the stick, look off the left hand side, find the horizon, back over the top. Now we're full power all the way back so I don't blow the wings off the airplane. Come down, pulling about 2 G's there, now full power again to get down to 120. Now left stick over, little left rudder, there's the roll. Coming out of the roll here, now we're immediately pull back. 120 again, look out. Find the horizon, now left rudder, right stick, slow drop duster turn hammerhead. And that's about all the way back on the power. That's about the extent of what this airplane can do when it comes to aerobatics. So the next thing, I want to get a little bit more altitude here. We're going to bring it back up to about 1,000 feet. And then we're going to do what I call a dead stick. Dead stick means you don't have any power. And I'm going to prove that just because the engine on an airplane quits, that does not mean that's all she wrote. This is, and that doesn't matter if that's a 747 airliner or a little airplane like this. Every airplane glides, it's just some glide better than others. So I'm going to turn the airplane around here and turn the fuel off. I'm going to slow the airplane down. The airplane is, the propeller will windmill with the wind on it, but I'm going to try to get slow enough to where the prop will actually stop. So here's a prove this stops. And then Eric will come back in later and do aerobatics without an engine. And if you look down Show Center, you'll see my lovely wife Liz down there. My goal is going to be to shut this back down to where she is with the energy I have. Bill, I'm going to turn this back over to you so I can focus what I'm doing, and I'll see you all on the ground.
You bet, ladies and gentlemen. That's Kyle Franklin live from the Super Cub. All right, let's watch right now. You can see he's got that airplane slowed down. The engine is shut off. You can see the propeller has come to a stop out there. It's very quiet. He glides down out here. You can see he's positioned that aircraft. He's going to be setting up for his arrival sequence. As he mentioned, his wife Liz is standing out here at the end of the taxiway, basically near where they were parked when they started this flight. Now he's turning back around out there off of Air Show Center. Again, very clearly there you can see the propeller is stopped as Kyle swings around. Right now he's going to have a tailwind pushing him that towards the northeast. As he swings back through, he'll be positioning for his turn to final here. You can see he's making a slight adjustment as the wind is blowing him in towards the runway, making that correction there as he goes. Now he's working the winds, working the glide. He's keeping the nose down, letting that wing start to really produce some lift as he comes through. This is a 1956 Piper Super Cub. This is not a sailplane, but this shows you what can be done with a properly trained pilot and an airplane when he uses good skills. Again, these are the skills that basically every pilot is given during their primary training. Look at that as he rolls it on onto the main wheels out there. Still has the tail wheel in the air as he turns off out here at Air Show Center. Rolls out here to Air Show Center coming in. Looks like his energy's looking pretty good. Don't run Liz over here, Kyle. She's coming out there. She's got her hand out. Here comes Kyle sliding up there. Decelerating nicely, coming right towards her. All right, let's hear for Kyle Franklin, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful job, Kyle. Thanks so much, Liz. Kyle and Liz Franklin, Franklin Air Shows.